Good morning, guys. Tour Cruise here, checking in with Tuan Shan. We're on day 3 of our Central Vietnam bikepacking tour. And today we're pretty exhausted from 2 big days. We did 160 kilometers along the coast on day 1, and then we climbed over 2,000 meters into the mountains to get here to Mang Den. So we need a rest day today, and we're really excited to check out the Mang Den area. It's considered kind of like a newer Dalat, a hidden gem, an up-and-coming tourist destination here in Vietnam. And I searched on YouTube. I couldn't find really many English videos about the topic. There's a lot in Vietnamese. So anyway, it's a small little mountain town and a cooler climate. I'm amazed. This is the first time since I moved back to Vietnam earlier this year in January where I'm almost kind of cool. Like I'm in between a short sleeve and long sleeve. When we arrived last night, it was pretty cool, so we definitely needed the long sleeve, but during the day, it's nice and warm enough for a short sleeve, but not too hot that we're like sweating. So we just arrived here late last night. We were riding in the dark for about an hour, so unfortunately we couldn't see much of the city when we first arrived. This is our first impressions, and the first thing I kind of feel is like we're in up north Michigan. So Michigan is my home state in the US, and we say up north when we go up into the northern part of the state where it's a lot more countryside. We got a lot of trees like this on the sides of the roads. It feels like we're in that kind of environment. Like just looking at the nature here, it doesn't feel too much like Vietnam unless you look at these signs. So definitely has that more northern kind of climate feel. And our hotel is also like that. You can see we got a lot of normal hotels over here, but we chose our hotel, which has more of a cabin feel. We did a little preview tour in the end of our last video, and we'll show you guys once we get back. But we're on our way to go get some breakfast. We're pretty hungry after burning, geez, how many calories the last few days. And I don't know too much about this area, so let's ask Tuan Shan what she thinks. What is the famous or interesting point about Mang Den?
The food, they have the grilled chicken and cơm lam. I don't know in English. They put rice in bamboo.
Okay, they have a special kind of food.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna stop here for some breakfast. Breakfast, lunch. It's a little bit late. We slept in today. All right, guys, we made it to the restaurant, so we're getting a little bit of a brunch today. It's about 10:30, so a little too late for breakfast and a little early for lunch, but we're at the restaurant. It's a little bit noisy, but it's Vietnam. We've got construction next door, we've got music on the other side, and we got a busy road right in front of us. But this is our meal for today. So this is the chicken rice set. We've been eating a lot of chicken rice on this trip so far, but every time has been different. So they got a whole chicken for us. They cut it right in front of us, and they've got them cooking right in front of the restaurant. So that's pretty cool. And they got the whole chickens out cooking in front of the restaurant. The other unique thing here, I haven't tried this yet, but this is like rice inside of a bamboo piece. And I asked Tuan to tell me what the reason for this was, and she says traditionally the people that live in the mountains here, so there's a lot of indigenous people that live in this area in Vietnam, is they would put the rice inside the bamboo, put in some water, and then they'd bring it to work with them so they'd have food that they could eat at work. And then at work they'd set up a fire, and then they just cook the rice inside the bamboo with the fire while they're at work in the mountains. So that's why they're doing that. We've also got some peanuts. So we take the rice, dip it in the peanuts. Oh, you just eat the rice and the peanuts? Ah, so the sauce is different for the chicken.
And I don't know, this one maybe
Mystery sauce. We also chose to eat on this table because this is a nice big solid wood table. A lot of restaurants in Vietnam will use these like cheaper kind of seats and tables, the foldable ones like that. We're still on the cheap seats. Those are pretty much everywhere here, but we wanted to eat on the nice wood because that's another nice feature here in the mountains. There's a lot of woodworking, especially at our hotel we're staying at. They got a lot of wood. All right, so I'm gonna give this sticky rice a try. Dip this in the peanut sauce. That's actually really good. I think they added some sugar. Yeah, they added some sugar inside the peanut powder here. That's really good though. It's like sweet and salty. So first I'll try the chicken without any sauce. pretty decent. That was a little tougher to bite. Tung says that these aren't like normal chickens raised in a farm. These are more like wild, not wild, but they're more in the mountains. They're more free to move around and stuff. So that's an interesting feature here. I'm gonna try dipping in some of the sauce now. See if that adds some extra flavor. Yeah, ooh, it's spicy. So that mystery green sauce actually adds quite a lot of flavor. Nice and spicy, that's really good. Spicy?
A little, but I like
You like this spicy? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a little spicy green salsa. Mm-hmm. So we finished up with our lunch. That chicken was pretty good. And we're making our way back to our hotel now. We're gonna grab our bikes and we're gonna go out and explore the rest of the city. So here's what our hotel room looks like. We're actually staying in a kind of log cabin, northern wood style cabin. And we've actually got 2 stories. So that's pretty cool. We got a little spiral staircase here and we've got our 2 beds up here in the top floor. We've also got a cool veranda here going out to the outside, and I'm still amazed how cool it is outside compared to like where we live in Da Nang, Vietnam. It's such a difference. And yeah, we're just surrounded by all these trees and nature. It's gorgeous out here. So the hotel we're staying at is just it's a bunch of like mini little guest houses like ours. I think some of them you get the top floor and the bottom floor, and other ones they rent them out separately. They've also got a cafe here as well, but it looks like not too many people are staying here right now. We might be the only ones. All right, and going down the spiral staircase. Not exactly a fan of these because they're a little bit small for me, so I gotta be careful. And here's our first floor. We've got a TV. I'm pretty sure this is a fake fireplace just for decoration only. We got a little mini fridge, a couch. Everything's all over the place because we just unloaded our bike bags late last night. And then we got our patio entrance out here. So what's really cool about this place is we got a nice little private picnic table right in front, and it's also covered by that same veranda from the top floor. So in case it does rain, you get some nice coverage. We actually had dinner out here last night. It was really nice. And anyway, we're gonna hop on our bikes and go explore the city.
Yeah, let's go.
We decided to take the secret back road. There's actually a road in front of our hotel and behind our hotel, so we're gonna try and take this secret back road into the city. I don't know if I should say city. This is more of a village, small town. So I don't think there's too much, but we're gonna just explore the town a little bit by our bikes today, so we'll see what's around. I think there's a couple markets that sell some of the like local tribe produce and stuff. There's some waterfalls nearby, but it looks like you gotta walk quite a bit to get to some of them. And then there should be some viewpoints, so we're gonna look around, see what we find. We've just got a little climb right here, but we did so much climbing yesterday, so my legs are pretty dead, even on just this little tiny climb. Tung's pulling away. We took off some of the bags, so we took off Tung's rear large saddlebag, my pannier bag, so the bikes are a lot lighter. So that does feel nice. I am loving all these tall trees that we're surrounded by though. It's a little bit cloudy today. Tung said there's a little bit of a chance of some rain in the evening. We're gonna try and get as much sightseeing in now while we can, and then go back to our hotel and relax for another big day on the bike tomorrow. So we're entering sort of the town square kind of area. You can see on the map, we just got there's one main road through the city, and then there's this sort of round square area, grid area, where it looks like this is where most of the people live, or not quite sure, we'll see. So Tung told me this is one of the famous markets here. And she said this is for the local tribes here, but it looks pretty empty. It doesn't look like there's much going on right now. I don't know if we came here during a non-busy travel season, or maybe they're mostly only busy during the weekends. I'm not sure what the current tourism situation is like here. I don't think there's many foreigners here, We haven't seen any other foreigners since we came here. I think it's more of a domestic tourist location. But yeah, I mean, this place is pretty big, but it's totally empty right now. So maybe they're only open on the Shumatsu dake kana? Yeah, this must be only open on weekends. They must be really busy on the weekends. Yeah, I'm really starting to feel like I'm in up north Michigan right now. It's kind of got the tribal decorations. Let's do a quick walk around. They even got a little playground here for kids. A bunch of swings. Yeah, this place is massive. Must be bustling on the weekends. Here we are, Mang Den, the hidden gem in the mountains in central Vietnam. So that's too bad about the market. We would have liked to see it with it being open. And it's crazy, they got the cicadas going right now. I haven't heard them in a long time. We don't really have them much in Da Nang. So we're just gonna circle around here and see what this area is all about, because on the map it's pretty unique. It's the only area that really looks like there's any roads or anything. So we got a monument tower here. We got another, it looks like a fountain kind of design over there, but not going right now. So I was kind of wrong. I thought this would be kind of more like a city, like residential area, but there doesn't seem to be too much residential stuff. The clouds aren't looking too promising. We do got some buildings off to the left though. Might be government buildings though. The other really cool thing about here is this is an actual canopy style road, which is very rare here in Vietnam. So these are really popular photo spots. And I love it because you get the shade, it helps you cool down. The sun here is insanely strong, so it's really nice to see these canopied roads here, all these extra trees. Very beautiful area, but it does kind of seem to be a little bit of a ghost town. There were a lot of people at the restaurant we were at earlier for lunch though. So here we go, we're getting a few residential houses over here and lots of little up downs here, so you definitely get a workout living in this area. Yeah, Tung says these are the government buildings. Usually those big yellow buildings like that are either government buildings or maybe even a school. But you can tell the school ones by their design. So we got some hotels over here. We were debating, we were thinking about staying here in the central area, but I'm kind of glad we chose the area that we did. It's only a kilometer from here and it's just a lot more reclusive, and it's really nice having the garden and everything. So yeah, it's really not too busy down here. Not too many stores. Some hotels, some coffee shops. We're gonna finish our video. There's a lake down on the south side. So we're gonna head down to that lake, stop by the cafe, get some ice cream, and I think that'll be our finish point for today's ride and exploration. Miki, kore main no michi. So now we're back on one of the outside rings of this downtown area. So yeah, this road's a lot bigger. We got some more restaurants. We got 4 lanes here. This must be one of the main lifeline roads here. You thought it'd be busier?
Yeah, I think it's a popular tourist place.
Yeah.
I think more people.
Yeah, Tung said she thought it would be much busier here because she thought it was a more popular tourist location. But I don't know, it must be the season, or maybe it's just a weekend kind of popular place. We've even got a few. There's a big chain electronics store. This is the, okay. Tung says that's the normal market. So just for getting normal fruits and vegetables and meat and stuff. Kore gakko?
Yeah,
Elementary school here. Yeah, it's not too bad of a downtown actually. I actually really like that it's not busy traffic. This is really nice. It's a lot more livable. I was telling Tung on the way on our bike ride over here yesterday, I was worried that I was gonna really like it here and kind of regret not coming earlier and staying here for like a month in the summer, just because the weather here is so much better. Like we're in a t-shirt right now, it's nice and cool. And in Da Nang, if we go outside this time of day, we're just sweating. And you walk outside, even at night, you're instantly sweating. So the weather here is amazing. I wonder if it's a lot hotter though if there's not many clouds, like it's pretty cloudy today. We got some elephant guards for that hotel. And now we're continuing on this main road sort of north that's heading out of the city, it looks like. Oh, we got some ajisai flowers. I don't remember what those are called in English. Hydrangea or something. And I was really excited because I saw those for the first time in Vietnam on yesterday's ride in the mountains, but I didn't get a video of it. So they must only grow them here in the more mountain climates in Vietnam, but we saw those flowers a lot in Japan, and I always really enjoyed seeing them when they bloom. We're making our way to the northern border of the city. We've got a bus stop over here, Tuang said, and this is an interesting sign I learned about during the ride. We saw this a bunch of times. This means no more city, or you're leaving the city. I like how it's just a big city with an X through it. Well, we weren't planning on riding on any gravel roads during this trip, but we saw this interesting bridge on Google Maps only a kilometer away, so we thought we'd go check it out, but we had to go down a big descent. Now we're on some gravel road, so hopefully it'll be worth it. Tuang said this is the road. I would have never found it myself. Interesting. Ah, there it is. That's a bit smaller than I was expecting, but ooh, this area is pretty beautiful actually. There we go. This old tiny little bridge. Okay, it was definitely worth coming. This is a pretty cool little spot. You can feel the bridge shaking. Let's check out the other side. All right, so there wasn't too much here actually. We're gonna try walking back across. And yeah, it's pretty crazy riding over this, feeling it shaking. Looks like we got something in the hill over here. Like their local Hollywood sign. Anyway, it's pretty cool to check out this old bridge. It's cool to see that it's still here. And now we get to climb a kilometer back into the city. This is the price we pay. That hill looks a lot more intimidating coming back too. Only about a 11% gradient the whole way up, but not too bad. And in case you're curious, this is the opposite of the sign from before. This means we're about to enter the city. And on the way back here, we're gonna turn off here and go back a slightly different way so we can loop around the city. Supposedly, you can get some nice views from over here. So let's see what we can see from up here. Already, we're starting to get a nice opening to the distant mountains. Definitely a lot hillier inside the city than I was expecting. Got a homestay over here. Woo! Over here on the side of the road, we got this really nice view of the distant mountains. Looks like there's a little valley inside. And this is actually sort of the direction that we came from yesterday, just going through so many up-down roads. And even here in the city, there's so many up-down roads. We're definitely going to be getting in a little bit of a workout today. It's also pretty crazy how you can get some views like this and you got all this land here that isn't developed yet. So yeah, it's sort of bittersweet. This place is really a hidden gem right now. There's really not much development here. So I understand now why they call it the Little Dalat, because Dalat's just expanded so much and you can't really relax there much anymore and the prices are so expensive. But here, it's still in its early baby phases. So it's super quiet, super peaceful here. And you get these different homestays and hotels just separated from everywhere else. So I'm really liking this area. I'm wishing we knew about this place earlier. I would have loved to come here and stay for a month in the summer last year or even the year before. Unfortunately, I'm heading back to the US in a few weeks, so we missed our chance. But I am curious to see how this place develops over the years, and hopefully it doesn't overdevelop, but from the looks of it, there's still plenty of open space here and it's still not too well known. So part of me wants to keep it that way, but yeah, this is beautiful. Everywhere you go, when you go up the hills, you get views of the distant hills and other houses and stuff. And this cool climate under the clouds right now. Loving it. I haven't felt this cool in so long. Okay, we're starting to get a bunch of tents over here, so it looks like we got maybe some smaller, what do we got? Some smaller little shops. Some selling different, yeah, a bunch of different stuff. Flowers, drinks, food. So these shops are all actually right next to this church right here. And when we were looking on Google Maps for different attractions we can go to, this is one of the places that popped up. I guess this is a pretty popular church in the area. So they got a big parking lot over here. And I guess these businesses must have developed here next to the church. So that's why a lot of them are selling flowers and stuff. And it looks like they're selling some of the traditional, like local population clothes as well. And oh wow, this church is actually really big. They got like outdoor seating and stuff here. And it looks like they got a walking path. Wow, they got a whole big garden. This thing is still going on. So this must be like maybe a park or something connected to the church. I don't know. Ooh, downhill. And we get to loop back into the southeast side of the city. So we're actually back on the main highway road. This is the road that we took when we entered the city last night. But now we're on the south side of that first sort of central city grid area that we went through before. So right up here we should have the traditional market pretty soon. Yeah, we're starting to feel a few raindrops, so luckily we're nearing the end of our ride. I'm glad we're able to see this during the daylight too, because it was too dark last night. We couldn't see any of this. So we're back passing down by our area where our hotel is. When we first did our booking, I thought this was more like secluded kind of area, but this area actually has a bunch of hotels. But the nice thing is there's a bunch of space and they're all pretty separated. I was expecting there to be more hotels and things to be more congested inside the center of the city, but I was a little bit wrong because every building here is pretty much a hotel. Anyway, we're going to continue on just a little bit further south to our last planned stop for today, where there's a lake, a small little lake, and hopefully a cafe nearby. This is where we had breakfast, lunch. They're still burning that chicken. Just beautiful. Every place is doing really well with their gardening and landscaping here. And I'm also pretty sure this is how we're starting our ride tomorrow morning. We're going to be descending down this way. Well, so much for the lake. It started pouring right before we made it to the lake. So we had to quickly stop, put on our rain jackets, which luckily we still had on our bikes with us. But we rode by the lake, but we were right by the lake, so we decided to ride by it on our way back. And it wasn't anything too special, it was pretty small. But we're taking one of the other back roads back, and it's crazy the number of big buildings here that are just kind of like open. I guess they're maybe currently under development, and also just really big hotels as well. So we're on the bottom side of the hill. The top side up there is on the main highway, and then there's a big hill down here to the bottom part. So some of the buildings go all the way from the front to the back. It's pretty cool back here though. Kind of creepy though with all these big empty buildings. So unfortunately we weren't able to do our last little rest stop by the lake, but we made it back to our hotel. We cleaned up our bikes again, even though we did it last night, but they're dried off, the chains are cleaned up, and now we're just getting everything out ready to start drying. And of course, after we get back, it's sunny again. So no more rain, but oh well, we're gonna relax for the rest of the day. We had a really good time exploring around Mang Den. Yeah. It's not too much to do around here, but it's a nice place to relax, and there's some nice views around, and the climate is nice and cool. So we're gonna relax for the rest of the day, and then we got a big day tomorrow. Another 100-kilometer ride.
Sleep early.
Sleep early. All right. Thanks as always for watching, guys, and a big thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon. Thanks to your guys' support, we're able to continue filming these videos. We'll see you bright and early for the next video.